To celebrate Mother's Day, we put together some of the favorite recipes of my kid's mother.
It's just really tasty.
Also known as my wife, also known as Woolie.
It's got good flavors, got a little spice.
It doesn't taste like
Review?
pad thai, but it tastes really good.
I would eat this again. It's an S for me.
The flavor is really nice. It tastes like chocolate. What could you want?
Greetings and welcome to or welcome back to PB with Jay. Here on the channel, we focus on all things plant-based goodness. And today I'm doing a compilation video of 8 of the recipes that we have featured in the past on our recipe review videos that are favorites of Woolie's. Everything from muffins to curry, tofu chilaquiles, brownies, and much, much more. And if you want, I have them down in chapters in the description down below so you can jump around as much as you want. But obviously, I suggest you watch this video straight through the first time. And for each recipe, I will also add some text to let you know which cookbook this came from in case you're interested in either checking out that video that we did for the full review of it, but also if you just want to check out that cookbook and know which one to look for, and I'll put a link to those in the description down below in case you want to pick one of those up. And if you want some more Woolie favorite recipes, we have literally got a whole section in our ebook that is just dedicated to recipes that Woolie loved. So consider picking that up at the QR code on the screen right now. Woolie would appreciate it. What does Woolie's section even have? It has tofu scramble, Woolie's fluffy pancakes. Those are just magic. Ooh, curry noodles. Ooh, the air fryer cookie for 2. We did that in a recent video. And Woolie's banana bread. I literally just made that yesterday. So good. If you know, you know. A lot of people who watch this channel have made that banana bread, and you know it's delicious. Now, before we jump into the recipes, I'd like to give a quick hello to some of you who said hello to us in the comments down below. And I don't know, maybe some of you are mothers. If so, happy Mother's Day. Lisa from Staten Island, New York. Janet from Ketchikan, Alaska. Ginny from Sequim, Washington. Eileen from Hopatcong, New Jersey. Bree from Agreement, United Kingdom. Gypsy from Queensland, Australia. Calamir from California, Greece. Tracy from Ontario, New York. Emostu from Saloniki, Greece. I really hope I said both your name and the name of the place you're from properly. Elisa from Federal Way, Washington. Gerda from the Netherlands. Cheryl from Gilmore, Ontario. Thomas from Hoosick Falls, New York. And Brenda from, you didn't actually say where you're from, but I know where you're from on the internet, and that is our Mighty Network, which is a group of like-minded individuals who get together and they share recipes, they ask questions, share information. It's basically PB with J 2.0, where I'm active in there. So if I'm a little bit slow on getting back to your comments on the channel, I get back there usually daily. And if I don't answer, someone else awesome does for me. You get a lot of great perks there, mostly being part of that community, but also early access to videos and stuff like that. And even better, you get all that for the price of a crappy cup of coffee a month. All right, let's see some of Woolie's favorite recipes. For breakfast this morning, I'm gonna make the strawberry banana breakfast bake. Except I'm already pivoting because we couldn't find good strawberries right now at this time of the year, but we found really good fresh blueberries, so we're gonna swap those out. The rest of the integrity of the recipe remains the same, so there's that. We're gonna start off by preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're gonna make a flax egg and gather all the rest of the ingredients while that is sitting for a few minutes. And I'm actually just going to do this banana mixture inside of our blender. We got to add in 2 bananas, the milk, the applesauce, and the vanilla, and mix that around and just till that's all blended together. And then in another bowl, we're gonna add the oats, baking powder, cinnamon, and then to that, we're gonna add the flax mixture and the banana mixture and mix it all around. And then we're gonna fold in the blueberries. We're gonna transfer that to an 8x8 baking dish that has some silicone lined inside of it. And then we're gonna top that with some more blueberries and bananas. And if you wanna make this treaty, you could probably add some chocolate chips or some raisins or something like that to this. We're gonna bake it for 25 minutes or until the edges have started to brown and the top appears to be set. It says to cool for 10 minutes before cutting into squares. This says to slice it into 9 slices at the end, but calorie-wise, it only makes up like about 250, 300 calories per person if you do 4 servings. So I'm just gonna cut it into 4s at the end because it's a breakfast for the day. And that's actually a pretty light breakfast in my opinion. I might need to add something to that.
It's really good. It's oatmeal-y. You can taste banana. The blueberries are nice. Not too sweet, but sweet enough. I would give it an S.
I think it was pretty good. Tastes like oatmeal. No, where are you going? I give it a B.
A B? You said it was really good.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh.
Roll the clip. I think it was pretty good. See? It says pretty good.
It's essentially a baked oatmeal. And then I always just go, well, why not just make oatmeal? It's really good. It's really tasty. The blueberries give it way more sweetness. I would want to add some nuts to this. I probably will. Actually, I'm going to go throw some hemp seeds on here. Maybe some other things. It's a good base and you can change the fruit out. I give it like an A. Because it's good, but I just think it's like, you can do more with it.
Smells kind of funky. Tastes like toilet cleaner.
Tastes like toilet cleaner. It's just regular ingredients. Maybe the blueberries or something with it because it's just like oats and milk and flaxseed and bananas.
It's not the blueberries.
You don't like it?
Not really. I don't like oats for breakfast, remember?
Oh yeah. So what do you get?
C.
Okay. So tonight for dinner, we're gonna try this awakened pad thai. I don't know why it's called awakened. It's a peanut-free sauce, which is interesting. And if Woolie likes this might be a good alternative for having pad thai during the week so she can take it to school with her. That would be good. The one thing that's a little bonkers with this recipe is it says it serves 3. That's a random, strange number. So what I'm going to do to try to compensate that is just add more of everything. I might even double the sauce because I always find things are under-sauced for us. So I'm going to double the sauce and bump up the vegetables as well. So I would recommend getting all your vegetables cut up. She says to cut up your carrots into matchsticks, separate the green onions into white and green parts because you use them in different sections, looks like. I accidentally used the zucchini that I bought for this, but the good news is that we have some bok choy in the fridge. So I'm gonna use that instead to fill the vegetables. It's kind of how we roll with pad thai when we make our own, is whatever vegetables you got, they go inside. So we're gonna start off by making our sauce by putting all the sauce ingredients in there. She says to start with about half of the water and blend until the seeds are fully processed and the sauce is smooth. Then add the remaining water and puree again and set aside. We're gonna cook the noodles according to the package directions. And she doesn't pre-cook the tofu in any way. She just heats it inside the pan or the wok, which is what we're gonna use. And then we're gonna get our wok nice and hot and we're gonna put in the carrots, the white parts of the green onions, the zucchini, the bell pepper, and a little bit of salt. And we're gonna toss that just until things begin to sear. We're gonna reduce the heat down, add in the sauce and the noodles and toss until the noodles are heated through and coated evenly with the sauce. And then we're gonna add in the tofu, the cabbage, cilantro, and the green parts of the onions and toss until it's just heated through. She says to serve immediately with some lime wedges, and if we want to add some of our own hot sauce and extra cilantro, we can do so. Awaken pad thai.
It's good. Do you feel more awake?
It's a peanut-free sauce.
Oh.
Well, no, pad thai often doesn't. Peanut usually go on top.
The noodles are a little undercooked.
I cooked them according to the package directions.
It doesn't taste like
Review?
pad thai, but it tastes really good.
Yeah, I admit it's really about the sauce, right? Because the rest of the ingredients are basically what we would put on our normal pad thai.
I like it. It's spicy.
Yeah, it's got different ingredients than what we usually use, which is nice.
Great. I would definitely eat this again. I think it's an S.
Well, good news, you can take it for school tomorrow.
Yes. And I will.
Yeah. Yeah, the noodles are not my best noodle job, but the sauce is great. I would give this an F. F. Whoop. Other way. Flip it. Reverse it. Increase it by a lot. S. The only thing I would do, this recipe just has you throw the tofu in and heat it up. I would do what we normally do. I like the little bit of texture to the tofu. But the sauce, I'm gonna give it like an A+. There's something missing, I don't know what it is. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put my fresh lime on. Maybe this is what's missing.
What's the spice?
A little bit of hot sauce and a little bit of tamarind. Tamarind's got like a...
That was not very spicy though.
It's like an A+. It's like a... No, it's an S.
Really gingery.
Really gingery in a good way?
Try the rest of that lime. I give it a B. It's fine.
Okay.
We're here to review.
I'm eating my food.
What do you give it, girl? What do you give it? An S?
More. I give it more.
You give it an S? Okay. That has like a weird spice. Like kind of like one-sided flavor though. There's no depth. There's no dimension.
Did you put some lime on there?
Yeah. But even that doesn't.
Okay, so what is it for you?
I'll give it a B.
Tonight for dinner, I'm making this Massaman-style tofu curry. Massaman, I think I said it correctly. I've never had Massaman Thai food, even though we eat a lot of Thai food. And she says this is a super satisfying and complex yet surprisingly easy to make at home with a few shortcuts from the traditional recipe. Let's get into it. It's really, really simple. You heat up your wok, you add your onion, your garlic, your ginger, and your cumin, and your turmeric, and you cook that, stirring occasionally for 3 to 5 minutes just until your onion is cooked up. She's using coconut oil here. We're going to omit that, obviously, and just maybe just use a little bit of water. And you stir in the Massaman curry paste. She says you could also use red curry paste, which is what we've got. I don't have Massaman curry paste. And then you also add the tofu, which I have pressed and cut. And then the tamari, lemon zest, some sea salt, and cook for 3 minutes until the tofu is heated through. Add the potatoes, the star anise, cinnamon stick, peanuts, and water. Bring to a boil, reduce heat to medium. Add the coconut milk and peanut butter and stir and simmer for 15 minutes until the potatoes are fork tender. Stir in the brown sugar and lime juice. I assume, she doesn't mention it, but I assume before you serve this, you take out like the star anise pods and the cinnamon stick, obviously. One thing I will flag about this recipe is that if you don't have like a particularly well-stocked, I'm not even trying to say cupboard, it just needs a couple things like the star anise, which a lot of people might not have. I don't even know what kind of flavor it's going to add to it. It might be off-putting for some. I think I'm going to like it. The kids might not, but I don't know. There's a lot of ingredients in this recipe, but it's mostly just like flavor things, like a little bit of lemon zest and the star anise and cinnamon sticks and whatnot. So none of it's complicated. It just looks like a lot. I can see how if you looked at this list, it'd be very overwhelming. This is kind of should be like a 40-minute meal, roughly. We'll find out. I'm very curious what this is gonna taste like. I think it's gonna be really, really good, actually. I'm really excited for this. It's gonna be like a Thai flavor I don't think I've ever had before. And Annie's begging me to serve this with white rice. Tell you what, if you cook the white rice, we can have white rice.
Never mind.
Never mind. Brown rice it is. This also feels like it's short on vegetables, which you know is my modus operandum. Get some more vegetables into our bellies. So I'm gonna just cut up some carrots and throw those in when I throw in the potatoes and everything else. You said it's very hot? Like hot blowy or hot
Heat.
spicy? Heat.
It's really good though.
Yeah? Yeah, there's a lot of, I'd be surprised if it, I mean, it's gonna be a bold flavor no matter what, I assume, because there's so many different things in it. A lot of layers. It's a bit milder and, oh, it takes a second. The flavors kind of roll along. We have a constant squeaking soundtrack in our lives now.
Yeah.
With Velma and that new ball. I feel like if this sat for a while, the flavors would continue to...
I think that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's got good flavors. Got a little spice. Got good curry flavor.
Is that peanut or bean?
Peanut.
It's a peanut. I know, it looks like beans in it, but there's like peanuts like broken tied. I gotta think about what I'm gonna give this.
I give it an A.
I think it's an A too. It's not quite an S. Like there's, but it builds. It's really, really nice. It's like an A+. It's kind of missing something. I don't know what it is. but I really like maybe a little more lime. I don't know. Let's keep on building them. It could be an S for me. I don't know, but it's an A for sure. Yeah, it's hot.
And pears.
What do you think that is?
Egg yolk
You think that's egg yolk?
from the thing.
It's a peanut. It's Thai. It's a Thai dish. Cheers.
Doesn't taste like anything.
So you mean it tastes like water? That tastes like water to you?
I know. With like some spices.
I can't wait to eat at your restaurant. Ephraim's amazing flavors. What's gonna be your top dish?
Not this.
Water.
Ephraim's water is gonna be on point, eh, Annie?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of it, Annie?
Fine.
It's a C.
A C for Ephraim?
Yeah.
What makes it a C? Because it's kind of bland for you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Give it a second for the flavors. Like they kind of take a second to open up.
I don't taste any opening up.
See.
Yeah. For a breakfasty, snacky, desserty type item, we're gonna make these Barrett Boost and carrot mango muffins. Carrot and mango muffins. There we go. She says this is one of the earliest recipes from her Sweet Potato Soul blog. We're gonna follow this mostly, as you know around here. The one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this gluten-free. It calls for spelt flour, so I'm gonna swap that out just with some ground up oat flour, which we use a lot in muffins around here. I find this a good substitute. And the other change we're gonna do is we're gonna remove that melted coconut oil and we're gonna use aquafaba. Otherwise, we're gonna do this as it calls for. We're gonna make our flax egg first. We're gonna preheat the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're gonna get our silicone muffin pan out. If you don't have one of those, then you can get your regular muffin pan out and some muffin cups. So in a large bowl, we're gonna combine the flour, almond flour, she calls for brown sugar. We're gonna use coconut sugar here, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt, and we're gonna mix that all together. And then in a larger bowl, we're gonna combine the soy milk, the vinegar, aquafaba, vanilla, carrots, mango, and the raisins. And then we're gonna add the flax mixture up, which should be nicely stirred together now. And we're gonna stir that together, and now we're gonna combine the wet and the dry. And this is where you fold in the chopped walnuts. We're gonna plop all of that into our muffin tins. And she says to bake until the muffins are golden and pass the toothpick test, roughly 35 minutes, and to let them cool in the pan before serving. Most of them look okay, like you feel them and they've got some texture, but this one seemed to have a lot of mango.
It's really good.
Mmm. Oh!
The flavor is really nice.
It's like a carrot cake muffin on steroids.
That's what I was just gonna say. It's like carrot cake, but then it has a great flavor of mango in it.
It's better. So,
You could have this as muffins, or you can make like a little loaf pan and put like a little special icing on it, like a cashew.
oh,
Like you can make a carrot cake with this. Is what I'm saying. It could be a muffin. You
It's
can
really
bake it
good.
a different way and make it a little cake.
yeah, I'm hoping well, let's see what the kids think. This for me is like an S.
Oh yeah, I'm taking this to school tomorrow for sure.
Ooh, you can't.
Yeah.
Because I want them all.
So funny. Get back to work.
Oh.
Your place is in the kitchen.
It is.
It tastes disgusting.
What do you mean?
I don't like carrot cake. I don't like whatever that is.
What don't you like about carrot cake?
Oh, there's nuts in there too.
You don't like nuts in your fruit?
Oh, it's gonna make me throw up.
Really?
It's disgusting.
Okay, that's enough for you.
Should I throw it against the wall?
You're crazy, Nate.
What?
It's disgusting.
What makes it disgusting?
You like it?
Yeah.
It's cooked.
And you made spaghetti because she didn't like our dinner. You just did a happy dance.
Hey,
Yeah? So you did a happy dance though. What would make it an S for you?
Something has a click. And this just didn't click like that.
Okay, but
It was an A. A was a happy dance.
so for dinner tonight, we're gonna make this sweet potato black bean curry. There's a couple things about this recipe that confuse me from the get-go. I'm gonna kind of read through it, and you can let me know if it's not confusing for you. So it's called the sweet potato black bean curry. It says to cook the sweet potato in the oven. So basically it says to bake that, let it cool, and then use your hands to remove and discard the skin, and then cut the potato into bite-sized cubes. Why am I not just peeling it in advance, cutting into cubes, and then baking it that way? I guess she wants it soft for the curry. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do because I'm running behind tonight. I'm actually gonna pull these things out of the oven and I'm gonna cut them up so they cook a little bit faster because I also wanna make this brownie. And we're going to the farm. And Woolie's gonna get home from work and she's gonna wonder why dinner's not ready yet. I'm gonna cut it into bite-sized cubes now and put it in my air fryer so that way I can use the oven for my brownie. Yeah, these sweet potatoes are like perfect. They're nice and soft. They're not crispy from the air fryer. I've left the skin on because, I don't know, personally, I'm like, if you're trying to optimize your ingredients for health, why would you take the skin off anyway? There's so many nutrients and good things inside of that. It just seems crazy to me to take the skin off of your sweet potato. So I'm not gonna. And then next we're going to heat our pot, saute the onions until they begin to brown. Then we're gonna add the almond milk, the coconut milk, the curry paste, and stir all that together until it's completely incorporated. What do I do with the sweet potatoes I set aside? It doesn't say anything about the sweet potatoes. When do I add them? I can't find it. It's called the sweet potato black bean curry. What do I do with the sweet potatoes? Add the kale, beans, lime juice, and salt and cook, stirring until the kale is wilted and everything is heated through about 5 minutes. Season with a couple drops of stevia. She loves stevia, obsessed with it. Probably because it's a low-calorie sweetener. I don't know, I'm fine, just use some maple syrup. Stevia, ugh. It's got such a chemical taste to it. Do you not agree? Like, does stevia not just taste like chemical sugar to you? Oh, it does say stevia or maple syrup. That's fair. I just added maple syrup. I like that. It's good.
I thought you were looking at
Ooh, it's got a kick. Add in the cilantro, and then we're good. So it's probably not the way it's meant to be eaten, but I don't care because you didn't tell me what to do with the sweet potato. So I'm gonna make my own decisions about this because I'm an adult, kind of, a little bit. I'm adult looking on the outside, anyway. I also have to say that I've noticed this a few times now in the book. There's mistakes in the page number recommendations because she says something about 2 cups chopped kale. See note on page 86. When you go to 86, it's this pineapple ginger smoothie where kale isn't even in here. It's spinach, and there's no like side note about kale. There was another suggestion on one of the other recipes that said, go to this page for a note on this, and it's not there. That's, I don't know. There's enough of those that it's just kind of, I don't know how that happens. If you're gonna reference page numbers, they gotta be accurate, because now I don't know where to go. And I don't know what you want me to do with the kale, so I'm just gonna chop it up. I don't even know why that would be a note. See note on page 86 about chopping kale leaves. I think I can figure that one out myself. Calm, Jeremy, calm.
It's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Was it simple and easy?
It was. There was some things in the recipe that didn't make sense. Like, I'm learning a lot writing a book about what to include, what not to include. It's like we've had a lot of practice from seeing just the errors in others' books by accident. But it also makes me wonder. It's like it also kind of flags to me what books aren't recipe tested, because that's the kind of thing that would get caught. You would think, right?
Yeah.
How does that not get caught? Because I definitely made that mistake in some recipes, and some of you caught it. Thanks, recipe testers. This is excellent.
I would eat this again.
This is like an S for me. It's got sweet potato. It's got a nice amount of heat.
Really?
Yeah, sweet potato.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really, really good. It's a nice amount of heat. That yellow curry is really nice.
I didn't want rice.
I'm going to give it keeping people in suspense.
I understand. I'm going to cut out some of that suspense.
Why would you do that? I'll be suspenseful if you cut it
All
out.
right, let me know when you.
I'm gonna give it S.
Mmm. You took a big bowl.
Wow.
So sweet potato tastes like bad carrots.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like sweet potato. And sweet potato is awesome.
In a good way?
I'll give it a solid 2.2.
I'm not doing that. Do the letter scale.
2.2.
That's a good
But I can't eat a whole bowl of
Dad.
this. But I don't know if I can eat a bowl of this.
That giant bowl? Yeah, that's a lot. It's a C. Thank you. Annie?
I'm gonna eat like a soup. And it's really spicy. If it was less spicy, it'd be an A.
So it's a B?
No, it's still an A, but if it was less spicy, it'd be a better A.
So you could just put like less curry paste in yours. There you go.
This is what I'm gonna drink when I'm older, because I'm gonna be rich and fancy.
Tonight for dinner, I'm gonna make these tofu chilaquiles. This kind of reads like making like a tofu scramble with Mexican sauces and flavors and whatnot. I'm into it. This recipe serves two, so I will be doubling it. So if you see that there's a lot of ingredients compared to what you see on the screen, that's why. One thing you have to do is take some corn tortillas and bake them in the oven. Basically, you're making tortilla chips. And then it's basically just cooking an onion, some garlic, and then adding in the enchilada sauce. Kind of like the other recipe we had last night. It's very similar. It doesn't have extra vegetables added into it. And I know this book's about like losing weight and stuff, but I don't see how adding extra vegetables is a problem. I'm gonna cut up a pepper and throw that into this because we have lots of peppers. I don't think that's a problem. And we're gonna have corn on the side again because we have fresh corn. This recommends putting corn on top, but we'll just have corn on the side. He has a recipe for the enchilada sauce, but it's confusing because it says in a saucepan, whisk together all the ingredients, taste, and adding ground cumin if using or other spices. It doesn't say anything about cooking it in the saucepan. So I'm not going to, because I'm gonna add it into this chilaquiles recipe, so it'll heat up there. I'm gonna hope that it's fine, and if not, I'll complain about it. And then we're gonna stir in these spices, and then we're gonna add the tofu and mash it up with a potato masher, it says. I'm probably just gonna crumble it with my hands. After we break up the tofu, we're gonna crumble in the tortilla chips and save a little bit for on top. Then we're gonna add in the enchilada sauce and heat until thoroughly warm and the tortillas have softened slightly. What's the point of cooking them if they just soften? That seems silly to me. Why am I cooking them for them only to soften in the pan? I might skip that step. That seems silly. I'll cook the ones that go on top. And then we're gonna heat that. I'm gonna chop up some kale and throw that in at the end too, because it's insane that there's no extra vegetables in this. This is not a meal without extra vegetables. I'm sorry, Dr. Neil Barnard. Well, he wrote the book, sorry. Dustin Harder and Lindsay S. Nixon. Put more vegetables in your meals. And then we top it with the other stuff. And I don't think we have an avocado, so we won't be adding that on top, but we do have some cilantro and some lime juice. And I'll probably put some hot sauce on mine.
It's really, really good. I would eat this again. It's an S for me. It's a quick weeknight supper, I would say. I like added veggies.
A bit spicy, but nice.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. The corn's really juicy.
It needs other notes of flavors. It just has one.
Yeah?
And it tastes the same.
So maybe some guac on there, some lime.
Yeah.
But how's that one note?
It's alright.
So what would you give it?
I'll go B, but if you add like a bunch of stuff, it could be like an A or an S.
I give it like an A probably.
Nice. Yeah, a little lime would help perk this up. And some guac, and then this would be perfect. I'm glad I added the vegetables.
There was a vegetable in that before.
I didn't have peppers or kale in it. Good base, nice and simple. Add guac, for sure. So I'd say because of that, and because he does say in the book, he gives suggestions to add things, I can give it an A. It's a really good base. And then, but if you just have it on its own, that's all it'll be. And if you add those other things, it'll be an S. For tonight's dinner, we're gonna make this teriyaki tofu with vegetables. She's got a lot of sheet pan meals in this book that are quick and easy, which I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate, and I'm pretty sure you do too. What makes this really nice and easy is that you basically marinate some tofu, and then you cut up the vegetables, you cook it all together in the oven, and then you throw it on top of some rice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I've already been pressing the tofu just because, think of tofu like a sponge. If you want to marinate it and add some flavor and liquid into it, you should press the liquid that's already out of it first. Already in into it first. Get the liquid in of it that's out of it. Oh my goodness, words today, huh? Anyway, you want to press the tofu so that way the marinade soaks it up. Got it? Good, great. Moving on. This marinade's a little bonkers. It calls for 2 cups of soy sauce, which that's insane to me. That's so much sodium. I'm gonna water that down, especially because it only calls for 1 package of tofu. So I don't know why it needs that much. I'm gonna water it down. And I'm gonna use tamari because gluten-free. So you add all the marinade ingredients together into a dish, and then we are going to, let's cut up the tofu before and then put it all in there so it all soaks up nicely. It says to put all the vegetables into a cookie sheet. I think that's gonna make a mess when you put the marinade on it. So we're gonna put it in a lasagna pan. I got my best girl chopping vegetables.
Hi.
Once you're done marinating the tofu, you're gonna add it to the pan with the vegetables, and then you're going to dilute it a little bit, although I probably won't because I've already diluted it. We're gonna pour at least a half a cup or maybe all of that marinade over top of the vegetables. Yeah, we're gonna pour it all over top because it'll probably evaporate inside the oven. And we're gonna bake that at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And while that is going, we're going to cook some brown rice in the Instant Pot. It's my favorite way to cook brown rice. Literally, you just put in 1 cup of rice to 1 1/4 cup of liquid. You can use vegetable broth or water, and then you put it on for the rice setting. And if you want to double the recipe, you just double all the stuff that I just mentioned. It comes out perfect every single time. So I'll put that in as soon as the vegetables are in the oven, and they'll time out perfectly. And she says to garnish it with some chopped cilantro, which we have some from our Click and Grow.
I'll give it an A, because like sometimes, like usually we make the tofu crispy, but sometimes I like it just like not crispy.
So you like the texture here?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I also like crispy tofu.
Yeah.
I'll give it an A2 because I like the tofu texture and I like the flavor. And not an S because I don't like the onions. Who puts onions in a stir fry?
Everyone.
Lots of people.
Well, I don't like lots of people then.
I really like it. It's got a good flavor. The sauce is very runny, but it doesn't seem to matter. It's just really tasty. Tastes like a good stir fry.
Yeah, I'm glad I reduced the soy sauce or the tamari. I think it would have been too much. It would have been very, very
Salty.
yeah. I like it a lot. I'm gonna give it an A2. My only caveat is that I don't know why this is faster than just making a stir fry.
It's not faster.
You mean what? You mean how?
How? Yeah.
It's not faster. I think convenience, like just being able to throw something in the oven and do another job at the same time, maybe,
Yep.
would be the reason.
Yeah. But it's good. But I just like the idea because with the stir fry, I think the sauce would have thickened up because there is cornstarch in it. Anyway, it's good.
I feel like it's sticking in my bowl with the rice. Just saying.
So for our dessert tonight, I'm gonna make this double chocolate brownie cake. If you've watched our review videos before, you've seen us make a brownie or two. There's a lot that we've liked and a lot that we haven't liked. This is the brownie cake, which I'm assuming means it's gonna be a little floofier. My big complaint about this recipe is it tells you to prep a brownie tray. That's it. They don't say, is it an 8x8? Is it a 9x9? Is it a 9x13? That makes a big difference in terms of your cooking time based on how thick the batter is inside the pan, how much it's spread out. According to the internet, the average size was closer to 8x8 and 9x9. And the one piece of advice that I liked that I will pass on to you is that err on the side of a 9x9 because a 9x9 will fit all of the batter that's intended for an 8x8. However, an 8x8 might not be able to fit the batter for a recipe intended for a 9x9. So take that as you will. We will be doing some modifications to this to make it gluten-free and whole food plant-based. So this 150 grams of white flour is going to become a gluten-free 1-to-1. It calls for 250 milliliters of maple syrup, which if I'm doing my math correctly, that's 1 cup. of maple syrup. That's a lot. I'm gonna cut that down to maybe 2/3 of a cup. For the coconut oil, we're going to whip up some aquafaba instead and use that in place of the coconut oil. Calls for 150 grams, which it's like 3/4 of a cup, I think, ish, roughly. We're going to mix all of our dry ingredients into a bowl. We're gonna sift them too, especially because we're using almond flour, and we wanna make sure that we don't get any lumps in there. Then we're gonna beat the aquafaba in our mixing bowl, and then we're going to add in our maple syrup, our non-dairy milk, and our vanilla extract. Once that's all nice and mixed up together, we are going to fold that in with the brownie cake batter. It's meant to be a very wet brownie batter, it says. They aren't kidding when they say that's a wet batter. I'm glad they wrote that in the instructions, because if they didn't, I would be terrified to try to bake this. But I think this is gonna result in what's definitely more of a cake than a brownie, because when I think of a brownie, I think of something like really dense and thick. So this will be more like a cake with brownie flavors, also known as a chocolate cake. Right, am I crazy? Is the difference between a brownie and a cake just the texture or the density? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that very important topic. We're gonna bake that for 25 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you're using the UK method, it's gas mark 3. To be fair to my earlier critique about the brownie pan, it does say that the tin should be about 3 centimeters deep with the brownie mixture. Although I would argue that's something I can't know until I've already poured it in, and once it's in there, it's in there. I'm not taking it out. So after that's baked, we wanna leave it to cool. So to make the chocolate mousse, it says to get out 2 metal or plastic bowls, one smaller than the other. Into the larger one, you're gonna put a handful of ice and about the same volume of water. This doesn't matter because you're not actually using this for ingredients, so don't freak out too much about the amount. You're gonna chop up your dark chocolate into small pieces, put that into the smaller bowl and pour over boiling water. The boiling water, which is 150 milliliters. You're gonna use a whisk, stirring continuously until the chocolate is melted, and it's like a hot chocolate. It says then you take the bowl of the melted chocolate and place it inside the bowl of ice and water and keep stirring for 3 to 5 minutes. The ice bath lowers the temperature of the chocolate, allowing the cocoa butter to harden and emulsify with the water, resulting in amazing moussey texture. So first of all, don't whisk this super fast, because I think that was our problem, but this takes way longer than 3 to 5 minutes. Unless maybe I didn't use enough ice. But it said a handful of ice and I put in more than a handful. All right, it's definitely thickening now. This is the part that's confusing to me. This is where you turn it into a cake. So you're gonna take the cool cake, and it says to cut it into 8 similar sized pieces. Place 4 of them on a plate to make the base of the cake. Spread half of the chocolate mousse on top of those. It says at this point if the mousse is too thick, add a little more boiling water to give it a buttery texture. Next, it says to spread yogurt on top of the chocolate mousse and evenly distribute half the raspberries on top of that. Then replace the remaining brownies on top of that. And then cover with the rest of the chocolate mousse as well as more raspberries. Hey Annie, what you doing with that extra mousse?
I need those socks for tomorrow.
Sucks to suck. I'm super confused by why they would shoot the photo of this like they did from the top down if it's meant to be a layer cake. Like, I think I did it properly. I don't know, I'm sure it's gonna taste good.
Smell like coffee. I don't really like it. I don't like the flavor of the cake. It tastes like coffee.
Really?
Is there coffee in it?
No, there isn't. So what do you give it?
Our table has come to a conclusion. Now I give it a C. A C.
I like it. The cake is moist. Tastes like chocolate. What could you want? It's so good. I give it an S.
Oh, there's raspberries in the inside?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. That's what it means. Kind of tastes like coffee, but doesn't really. Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, just like you can taste the gluten-freeness.
Right.
You can feel the texture.
So if you use a regular flour, it'd be even better.
I have like a B. Solid B.
A solid B?
B.
Solid B.
So much better than a B.
A solid B from Ephraim is like most people's A or S. It used to be the sink as the ongoing sound effect in this house, and now it's Velma's rum bottle. Velma, take 5.
You need Velma?
That's so good. The texture of that's fantastic. Yeah, whipping the aquafaba makes a huge difference. And I like how the mousse works as an icing. S. S. I hope you enjoyed this compilation of some of Woolie's favorite recipes from our cookbook reviews. Again, don't forget, if you want to get even more of Woolie's favorite recipes, there's a whole chapter in our ebook that might just tickle your fancy. You're going to want that banana bread recipe. Seriously. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to let YouTube know to share it with other people. Obviously, subscribe for more videos like this. And since you're still sitting here listening to me gabber on, YouTube has this video all queued up for you. Because they thought about you. And they said, you know what? This one. This is the one. Right now. Bye.